Okay, y'all, so now that we have completed our setup task in the previous video, we can see here that that is marked as done, and I'm going to jump into more detail about our Tasks tab on Projects. The Tasks tab shows us a list of tasks, or otherwise you can think of it as a workflow. Each one of these workflows is kind of auto-populated based on a default template for the type of project that is selected in the brief page. So whether it be a presentation, an email, a landing page, a different template of default steps and tasks within each step will then auto-populate into this tab. We can see here that there's the load a new option template. Load a new template option. Clicking on these three buttons will show us all of those different project types listed out in the brief. If we change the template selected here, that will change our task list. I'm going to work within the task list that we already have here and show you that style discovery, for instance, is a step, and then within the style discovery step, we have the tasks that live in there. Creative direction is the current task sitting with Holly. We can see that taskbar across the top shows the PM that it is indeed with Holly in that step. Each step and each task within that step have some actions. Looking at the actions on this design task, we can rename it, copy it, which would create another design task in this same step, set it to client review, set it as current, which would move the current step from creative direction to design, or remove it altogether. Likewise, looking at the three-dot menu on a step, we can edit that step, copy that step, complete all of the tasks in that step, or remove that step altogether. Say we know we won't need a second round of style discovery, we can go ahead and remove style discovery altogether. Looking down here at these two buttons, we can add a task. This is a task that's going to sit kind of outside of the task workflow. So let's call it final review. It's going to be saved here at the bottom of the list. It can happen concurrently with other tasks, so we can set it as current, but it is not dependent on the tasks prior to it. Additionally, we can add a task list, and when we hover over it, we see that a task list is actually a new step, so like style discovery, and then that includes all of the tasks that kind of automatically live within that step. I'm going to, in this case, add our content step, save that here. We can see that it comes with these tasks already within it. We can always add a new task if we need. We can remove tasks, reorder them. We have all of that maneuverability. We can also move where content lies within this. So if I want it to come after style discovery, I can drag and drop it up there. As soon as it decides to land, there it goes. I can set this as in progress if I would like to have two steps running at the same time. So say I would like content to be in progress while we're working on the style discovery. I now have those two parallel steps running at the same time. I also want to point out that I was auto-assigned the task here because I'm listed as the project manager on this project. When a task is made current and there is not somebody assigned to that task, the project manager on the project will always be auto-added there to make sure that nothing is missed. This is a good point to mention that this is the same window where we can see our project team. So if I open this up, here is where you can see that I am indeed the project manager, Holly the creative reviewer, which is why we see Holly listed in these steps. We can add new agency team members, add new client team members as well. Once we add them, we can set their roles by clicking on the three-dot button and adding any other roles that we'd like them to be included on. Another way to do so is by setting the assignment right here in this page. So setting this assignment, I'd like Logan to work on the design. Here it's going to ask me if I want her to work on all design tasks. So in every step moving forward, any design task would be assigned to Logan, or just this individual task. I'd like her to work on all, so I'm going to click that blue check mark, and it is going to add her to all of those other tasks, hopefully sooner than later. So we can see that it has added Logan to this design task as well as all future design tasks. We can also assign multiple people to a single task. So having assigned Logan to all of the design tasks, I can also include another designer on this particular design task. So using again that plus sign, I'll add D onto this task. It's going to ask me again if I'd like to assign D to all future design tasks. In this case, I'm going to X out of that and say no. D will only be added to this particular design task. Logan will remain added to all future design tasks. We've got quality control without anybody assigned, so I'm going to assign Elliot in here. I will click yes to please add Elliot to all future quality control tasks. We can see there Elliot was added. Elliot's also here in that full design 2. And now coming back into our project team side panel, we can see that D, Elliot, and Logan were all added into our agency team. They get default added with the follower role. If we want to assign them a particular role, such as designer or QC on the agency team for the project, we can do so by clicking the 3 dot buttons and then selecting the role. So in this case, I'm going to keep D as a follower since she's just on one task. I'm going to set Elliot as quality reviewer. That'll pop up in a moment. Set Logan as our designer. Okay. Additionally, any other roles can be added. We can also remove current roles by using that X, replace any of the roles right here. That would replace the role in the agency team and then also give us the option to replace all of the tasks with the new person that is in that role. And then moving on from here, just a few final details. Given I paused my training here for a minute, we can see that this creative direction task is actually now past due. I'm getting an alert here that it is past due. I can update that deadline. Let's move it to next week. Keep the 1 p.m. And then I have this option here, adjust future deadlines in this task list. That's going to go ahead and automatically adjust all of the consecutive tasks according to this new due date. If I only want to adjust this particular task and keep all other due dates that I have set or that were default set as they were, I can untick that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and have it update the list. You could maybe see in the background there that it has now updated all of the deadlines in this list. It's not mandatory to assign hours, but it's highly recommended. As you assign hours to tasks, coming down here, we'll see a total of the time assigned. That's a good PM budgeting tool. And then as each one of these tasks gets submitted by the person assigned, the amount of time that they have logged will show up here in this hours logged column. And at the bottom, we will see the total time logged to this project at its current state throughout the course of the project. Last little item that I'm going to point out isn't exactly regarding the tasks page, but you can see that I now have a blue bar across the top. It was previously gray. It was showing me that Holly had this creative direction task. What it's showing me now in this blue bar is actually that I have a task. So anytime you have a task, you'll be seeing it in blue. Anytime a PM is looking at a project and they're seeing the task that somebody else has assigned to them, that will be showing at the top in gray. Holly does still have that creative direction task assigned to her, but because it's much more important that I know that I have an active task assigned to me, it's giving me the blue "you have a task" alert at the top instead. So that is an overview of our tasks page. Think of it as a workflow. Again, it is completely customizable and you can make it your own. It's hard to break anything. Allow yourself to come in here and click around. Reach out with any questions. Thanks.